Welcome to Ginza. On the weekend they close down Chuodori and you have this beautiful walkway where pedestrians can come and just gimbara, kind of stroll down the streets of Ginza. It goes all the way down in this direction to Shimbashi if you keep going straight, and you can see the Shinkansen going by on the right side. This is the luxury neighborhood of Tokyo, but what is odd is not that the street is shut down. It is that if you look up into the sky, you see not a cloud in it. And I am completely, speechless. No, I'm not. I got a lot to talk about. That's speechless. But I'm, perplexed, I guess would be the right way. Look at the sunshine here. It feels great. And we are in the rainy season. There's no doubt about it. This is the middle of June. This is supposed to be rainy, every day, really cool weather. Yesterday was sunny. Today is sunny. It looks like, if you look at the weather forecast, it looks pretty sunny for the rest of the week. Well, there's going to be some rain, of course. It doesn't look like it's raining every day, is what the rainy season is here. It's supposed to be a high of about 32 degrees here, which is what, in the mid 80s. It's wonderful. I got my shorts out. Absolutely, summer is here. But I just can't understand where the rainy season is. It's not here. There's an article that came out in the Yomiuri Shimbun, which is a Japanese newspaper here. The rainy season has begun in Shikoku. This is from June 9th, according to the JMA. The JMA said that the season arrived in the area 4 days later than average and 11 days later than last year. So it is later, but I don't know. Is this really the rainy season? Last year it was pretty short. The rainy season was not very long here in Japan. This is something that you have to plan for when you come. But how do you plan when it's like this? Rainy season has already been declared in Okinawa, Amami Islands, Kagoshima, and the southern parts of Kyushu. I don't know if it's technically been announced for Tokyo, if JMA has, but it certainly is the latest maybe ever, if they haven't. And this is really hard to plan for your trip, because the rainy season is a weird time. It's when it is summer, but when the rain comes down and the clouds are here, it is actually chilly outside. And when it's sunny, it feels like this. It's hot. Sweat coming out of my head. You gotta wear a hat to keep it off of your head. It's really hot. Right now, my brain's starting to fry because I'm standing in the middle of the street, and that street is right here. So this is where we are in Tokyo. If we go down into it, you can see Ginza is pretty much in the heart of the city of Tokyo, and you can see the street right there that cuts right across is Chuo Avenue. If you've never been to Ginza on the weekend, I highly recommend it. It's a peaceful place. You get away from the crowds. You can just kind of window shop and see the luxury of Tokyo. This is the main intersection called Yonchome. You can see on the right side the historical department store called Wako. They have one of the nicest toilets on the top floor. I think it was made of gold when I went up there about 10 years ago. I had to use the restroom. Why not go to the very top? I didn't realize the toilets would be made of gold. But that's where I am right now in Tokyo. It's in my backyard, essentially. I came here. Yeah, I wasn't actually going to do a stream on the rainy season. I was actually going to go to the Nagano store, and they have blueberries from Nagano. They bring it into Tokyo, and they sell them there. They are the best blueberries I've ever had. There's hands down, no question. The sweetness, the size, the juiciness of it, it's just, they're blueberries at another level. And we had good blueberries in the U.S. where I'm from, and they're pretty good coming from Oregon as well. But there's something about the Nagano blueberries, I guess maybe because it's just fresher. But they didn't have them this year. They're late this year. They had them this time last year. I remember going to buy them. They're pretty expensive though. You can get a little box of it for about $25. It's not something you normally would get, but this is fruit in Japan. Here's the street closing down at 12 o'clock. You can hear the bells in the background of Wako as the staff come to close down the street. So it's from 12 o'clock noon to 5 p.m. You can walk to the streets. They actually put chairs and umbrellas so you can get out of the sunshine, enjoy summer in Ginza. I haven't seen anybody lay down on the street with a blanket yet. That seems very un-Ginza-like. But if you look across to the other side, you can see there's a lot of people. The road going across here, of course, is not shut, but you have to cross on a green light. But it goes way down all the way to where it used to say Lixil, now I guess they took that sign down. Now it says Brillia. I don't know what it says on the other side. But yeah, you can walk all the way. So you can get in 10,000 steps walking back and forth this wide open avenue, which is a cool feeling here. You also see the go-karts going back and forth. That's still a thing in Tokyo. And if we go to the other side, there's a tourist bus going by there. We go to the other side. It's just such a peaceful, relaxing place. No bicycles here. There's security guards that will bust you. They'll take you out. They'll take you out if they catch you. And you see, I'm just right there. They've just set up about 2 or 3 minutes ago while I started the stream, the umbrellas and the seating. If you snag one, you can get a sandwich from the bakery right behind me, and you can sit there and enjoy people watching, which is kind of fun here in Tokyo. I think it's different than in Shibuya. Shibuya's got a lot of construction. It's noisy right now. Here, it's so relaxed. It's so much more calmer, and this is why I'm proud to call Ginza my backyard. Very much so. Tokyo Station's only 10 minutes for me on bicycle to get to as well. So that's one reason why you see me there all the time. I love Chuoku, which is the ward that I'm living in right now. I see Champagne Sumo is in the house. Thank you. You know what? It's very hard to find a vending machine, but maybe we can walk around a little bit and see what we can see. Sort of enjoy summer and talk about like, how do you plan a trip for this? I also wanted to, I don't know, Peso, I don't know if you're watching Peso, but you can give the phone number here. I think it was, what was it, 813? Was it an 813 area code, Peso? We have got a phone number that I'm going to tell you publicly now, and tomorrow I probably am going to listen to the messages in the live streams from now on. I'll take 3 or 4 of them. If you're calling to insult me, you're wasting money doing it. So I mean, like, I think it's a safe bet that we got a really good community of people here that are going to be leaving good messages. But Peso's got the phone number, and I'll put it in the description of this video afterwards. I think it was 813 call OIJ. Just let's wait for the bot to come in and chime in with that number. Wow, I'm hearing all languages here. This is kind of cool. Hey, Michael Sasado's in the house. Bakery treat and me. You got it. Actually, there's the Daifuku place that I got some the other day. I might take some more of that back for Kanai and Leo, who loved the blueberry Daifuku. It was so good. Now you can see the seats here a little bit closer. It's kind of cool to be chilling out underneath the umbrellas. It's not, the humidity is not there yet. That's another reason why I think this is a really good time. June is good when it's not raining. It's not raining the whole time in the rainy season, but it's raining most of the day typically. And when it's not, it's really hot and humid like summer. But right now, the humidity is just not there. It's just hot from the sun. So I'm really liking it. So I can't be inside right now just because it's just too nice. As much as I want to work, it's just impossible to do that because it's too nice. All right, here's the security guard. These guys will take you down. No bicycles. Get off and walk them. They will take you down and hunt you. I've seen them tackle people. I don't think it's not a physical tackle. It's a tackle with the tongue. It's verbal. And then they look like they're going to tackle you, so you get off the bicycle. They should tackle. This is the speed at which you have to walk. The guards are not here just to tell you about not riding your bicycle here, but they're also showing you the speed that you should walk when you're doing the Ginbara, Ginza stroll. It's almost like a going up the like the bride going up to the altar walk. It's very slow. Dun 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 dun. You see, that's how you should be walking in Ginza. I'm not joking. It's a thing. It goes back like 150 years. The strolling in Ginza. You want to be seen in your kimono. You still see local residents. You know they're local. They're walking around Ginza in their kimono. It's a reason to get dressed up, to go out and show yourself in the streets of Ginza. Josh is here. Thank you, Josh. All right, let's go find a vending machine down one of these alleys here. I'm starting to get a little parched as well because it's so sunny and hot here. It's also the pace of sleepwalking. That's a good observation. I've never sleptwalked. I've gotten up in the middle of the night at my age to use the restroom a couple of times, but I walk a little bit faster than that though. It's when the urge hits you, you must, it's more like a mini run. Here's the largest Uniqlo in the world. It's always good to highlight, small business. It's like mega business here. They were a small business when I got here in '98 from Hiroshima. Just a small shop, small chain. I'm trying to finish off a video, but I can't get access to one of the restaurants called Happy Pancake. For some reason, it's been booked out 2 weeks in advance. And if they won't, I call them and they won't give me media access. They said, please wait in line like everybody else, but you're welcome to film. And I go in there for like standby, and it's a 300-minute wait, which is 6 hours. So I don't know how I'm gonna finish this video. I think I've gotten in trouble with that. Happy Pancake is what it's called. I filmed an episode a year ago in Hawaii, and I've been trying to finish this off forever. Brandania was here. Maybe she's in the chat, I'm not sure. She was here just a month ago, and we filmed a couple of places, but I still have to film this Happy Pancake. It's that one particular shop there's a reason behind it, but I think that quote-unquote Japanese pancakes is going to be a really interesting episode because I did some journalistic work on this thing. I tracked down the story. I'm looking forward to that. But pancakes, for some reason, seem to be a really popular thing in Japan. It's not a Japanese food, but tourists sure dig them, and so do the locals. Pancakes are the fluffy pancakes, which are essentially called souffle pancakes, are pretty popular. If you haven't already, this is the Ginza 6 building is absolutely wonderful. I've been up here many, many times. Up on the corner, you get a nice view looking down on the entire street as people are doing their Ginbara walking. What is that picture of? They're getting a picture with the sign saying street is closed. It's a little slightly odd. John, you could create a network of local food spots. That's not a bad idea. Ario's already looking forward to the pancakes. Oh my gosh, those pancakes, they are not really pancakes. They're so light, it's more like a snack. You really need to eat like 10 of those to do any kind of a dent in your appetite. Mark Lawrence is in the house. Shiba dog shaking his body from left to right, surrounded by red hearts. Lawrence, that sounds like an animated emoji that was supposed to be coming up. Now here's a guy. I don't want to focus in on him too much, but he's in the corner there and he's got a bowl, and I've never seen. He's not in any kind of gear. I wonder what his story is. We don't see beggars on the street. But we do see, from time to time religious shamans, I guess I don't know what the word would be, but with a bowl that you can donate to. It's a little unusual. It's slightly creepy because it's just in the sense that it's not something you see every day. My friend Alicia at Oriental Pearl has been focusing on a homeless situation here in Japan, uncovering a lot of not like some troubling stories, which I guess it's a good journalistic piece. San Francisco is everywhere, writes in Backpack Head. I don't think this compares. It's gonna be another 30 minutes before this bell goes off, but this is one of the sounds of Japan that I just love. It's the Wako department store chiming in the background as the city of Tokyo, of Ginza, gets to work every hour. It's very nice. Yeah, Alyssa is doing a great job with their channel. Remember, she had a video that seriously broke out, got 100 million views. And I don't know, somehow I was invited with Sam to go to a football game, and she was there too, and we got a chance to talk for quite a while. Met a couple of times. Super nice, very talented, very smart, very creative. Speaks so many languages. Speaks Japanese better than me, probably. Like, definitely. All right, I'm going this way because I just wanted to see what the situation was with the Happy Pancake. A lot of these pharmacies have been springing up in the tourist areas, and that's mostly because tourists just love to take home gifts from the pharmacy. So this Matsumoto Kyoshi is like dedicated to tourists. It's not something that, there's not a lot of residents in this area. The only reason you would open this up is because tourists staying at hotels would be shopping there, and that's what I think we're getting. Yeah, it's like face packs and eye drops and all sorts of things that the tourists would buy. They do pretty good business. You do find a lot of kimono shops in Ginza, and this is a great place if you have the money to get a bespoke kimono. It'll take you some time, but if you've got a couple of weeks, I think they can do the first and the second fitting and then send it to you, or you can come and pick it up in a couple of months. I'm sure that they'll hold it on to you due to the amazing price of a kimono to buy here in Tokyo, to buy here in Japan. Kimono made of domestic silk is ridiculously expensive, but the quality is second to none. There's no way that another country can claim to have a better quality when it comes to textiles. Because it's the people, but I don't know for how long, but it's the people who are making these textiles are usually quite old and have been in the business for quite a long time, but a lot of them are leaving because they're just so old, and I don't know if Japan is going to be able to maintain it, let's just say. There it is right up here. That's the Happy Pancake sign. Let's see what the line says. They had some system that's weird, like you had to scan a QR code and then make a reservation, and I don't know, I'm wondering how I'm gonna finish this episode. But I came here for blueberries, but they're not at the store yet, so I should have called them in advance before I came to Ginza. Anyways, gives us a chance to walk, take a look around. There it is on the 7th floor. And see, they have this thing. I guess you can scan that yourself if you want to now. But as you can see, they've got a ton of tourists who come here. Please wait outside of the building till your number is called. Please come back to the 7th floor after email is received. Boy, they've really automated this booking process. Please note that the reception is here, but not the 7th floor. So the reception is digital. It's weird. All right, can somebody go, does anybody want to take a screenshot right now and tell me what the weight is of this? You could take a screenshot and then open it up in your photos or something, and then you should be able to access it. But tell me what the weight is for standby, and I will appreciate that. It was like 300 minutes before. That's just off the charts. No way. There's just like a Noah Cafe. I don't know what this is, but this just seems new, and they have some interesting stuff there. Pancakes and beer, really. That, ladies and gentlemen, it's like right in front of me, so I guess 60 minutes. Really? That's actually doable. That Starbucks is the first Starbucks that ever opened in Japan, and I don't know, I'm not a huge fan of the chain. It's just too expensive to be buying drinks there regularly. And anyways, those paper cups, somebody told me that there's microplastics in there. That's why the cup never gets wet, and they put the hot liquids in there. So they said if I ever want to have, somebody told me this, if you ever want to have kids, stop drinking coffee from the paper mugs at chain shops and bring a tumbler. I don't know if they were trying to sell me a tumbler, if there was something to it, but maybe you guys have more information on that. But hey, anyways, there's the first Starbucks and there's a plaque in there that'll let you know. The year that I came, 98. So fun. Shinkansen and travel here to get it back then. When they opened one in Osaka, I took the Seishun Keep and I rode 7 hours to get one. They didn't have one in Nagoya at the time. I was just homesick. I was an English teacher. I wanted to try it out. It tasted like coffee. I didn't feel foolish. I felt a little slightly like a waste of time, but I thought it was kind of a cool experience to go that far for a cup of coffee on my weekend. And I brought, I guess it was an Osaka coffee mug back, and that was kind of neat. That was in the HEP8 building near Osaka Station. And I spent about an hour just sipping coffee and reading a book. We didn't have internet back then, or Wi-Fi. You had to read books. So I read a book and I drank some coffee. I didn't know Kevin Riley yet at the time. The olden days, some of the best days. You can see other people, they got the sunbrellas out because it is super sunny. Super sunny. That means, basically super sunny means there's no clouds in the sky. But a couple did come in, so it's just sunny now. Yeah. All right, let's go over to the Yonchome. I think the signal's gonna die around the corner here. You can see here's another kimono shop that makes them. And also yukata. For the cotton kimonos are much cheaper, and you can get these made for like $200. Custom made yukata, maybe $200 to $300. The obi, or the silk sash, is gonna be the most expensive thing, most likely. They're usually about, I don't know, 100 to start at $100 for good ones. But there's a shop in the alleys here. I think it's called Motoji. I met the CEO about 15 years ago on an NHK show and tried on like, what was it, like $50,000 kimonos at the time. That was pretty cool. And he showed me what made them $50,000, and I think I might do an episode on this. I have his business card, and I'm gonna get back in touch with him. We kind of had a lot of fun making that episode, but you know, he was also in his 80s, so I wonder if he's still around as 15 years ago. He'd be like 95 now. All right, so for car connoisseurs, we have here the Nissan building, and today they have this Jeep. This looks like a retro Nissan Jeep that looks pretty sweet. And then inside here, they always have concept cars. You can see, this looks like a disaster support vehicle. Very cool. Hey, Satrio's here. Absolutely. I'm not going to be doing a bus tour for the fireworks this year, but Ide-san, and she made up the happy, we made these up together, but she really helped me out finding a distributor for them, a producer for them. She's doing a bus tour to Omagari and giving Ohio, only in Japan community members 10% off of the trip. Omagari is the capital of fireworks in Japan. The national fireworks competitions are up there. It's pretty massive, huge tradition. The manhole covers have fireworks on there, a reason to go up to Akita. So yeah, she's going to be doing a trip up to there. I won't be going with, but I was talking to my assistant Emmy, and she said that why don't we do a bus tour in Shizuoka, where she's from. So we're putting together like a whiskey drinking, what are some of the other things? Onsen, go see Mount Fuji in November, I believe we're going to be doing this. We got a local guide from Shizuoka. I love doing this stuff, getting local businesses involved, a local ryokan, no chains. I'm not sure about the whiskey yet. She's working out on that. Maybe that'll be a side trip. But a little bit more time for decompression, like just hanging out in the hotel and soaking in the onsen, and less time spending on the bus, which is one of the criteria to making a successful one of these. But that's going to be in November. I'm kind of excited about that. And she's doing a lot of work to put this together. We talk about it every now and then, and I think I'll announce it probably in August. So there's a good 3 months before we do something like this. And I think we're gonna do 2 nights, 3 days. That'll be fun, and it'll start in November. Yeah, Saya, Omagari fireworks are amazing. They absolutely are. That's where, during the pandemic, that P word, I just said it. We raised money to put to work one of the big firework makers who didn't have any because they'd all been suspended. And you can see the live stream of that on this channel, put to music. There's a lot of work on our part to put this together, but I think it was worth it, and I'm glad that we got a chance to put a bunch of people to work as well, and brighten their day, because all the events were canceled at that time. It was just a depressing time, but we were able to do something good with our community, and that is pretty awesome. The new exits to Ginza are pretty awesome as well. They've done a great job of renovating this area quietly. In particular, the last 5 years, it just looks newer and it had this like older vibe to it. Now it feels a little bit younger, and that's a good thing for this neighborhood, because it certainly needs to have that trendy feel to it. It was lacking that. This street is really cool. It's actually, when you go to the backside, and we're gonna do that right now as I go to my bicycle, if you guys don't mind. I parked it at the Nagano store. Hello. Oh yeah, sure. I'm live if you don't mind. But
yeah, I don't mind.
oh, okay, yeah.
You got YouTube channel, right?
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
have to follow your YouTube channel. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Where are you guys from?
Malaysia.
All right. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah, you too.
All right, awesome. Viewers from Malaysia. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah, that's right. I do have the You Found Me cards. Hold on. I brought them together. Hey, do you guys want a card? I have one here. If you find me while I'm streaming,
All right,
you get
sure.
a card. You're welcome. There you go. I got the cards on me. Thanks, guys. Keeping me busy. Make sure I get rid of these older cards so I can order some new ones. Let's go off of the street. Now, there is traffic down these alleys. I think that the next one is, yeah, you can see there's a buffer zone here, and the police and the staff put up the barricades to keep the traffic out of here, including the bicycle traffic. This is Miyuki Dori. You can tell because they wrote it here. Miyuki Avenue, Miyuki Street. For those that watched the James Bond, You Only Live Twice, when he came to Japan, the only time he ever came to Japan, he drove the car down the streets of Ginza in a couple of them. And this is one of the streets, I believe. Back in 1964, when they were filming, or was it 65? I can't remember. I think it was 65. Of course, it looked much different. John, did you say Indonesia or Malaysia? I couldn't quite understand. Okay, Indonesia. All right. I didn't catch it. You guys have sharp ears. It was right closer to the microphone. Sorry, he's from Indonesia. I heard we're from Asia. And because Indonesia or Malaysia, I wasn't quite sure, but very friendly. Big smiles. It's good to see on a sunny day. Interesting, check this out. They're opening up a Niigata store here. About freaking time. The one in Omotesando it's not positioned well. The Niigata, they're calling it. All right, good. They got. There's a bottle. It's probably for sake. Maybe it's just a restaurant. Shop on the first floor. Consultant Center for Living and Working in Niigata. Really? That's interesting. So if you come to here, they'll find you a job in Niigata? Okay. They certainly need people. Just recently in the news, they announced that they've finally finalized the revamping of the worker program here in Japan, which is hugely needed, hadn't been done since '93. I think Japanese businesses are really taking advantage of foreign workers. Not all of them. I think there's a good percentage of really not, of corrupt people taking advantage of the system, not having to pay people, not having the same rights as Japanese citizens. And we heard a lot of horror stories. NHK World actually broke a lot of them, as well as the Japan Times, on the abuses of the old worker program. But now seems like it's going to be okay. The one stipulation they put in for residents of Japan is if you don't pay your taxes, you can get deported. So I like that. I pay my taxes. My gosh, it's not cheap. So here she is. There's absolutely a labor shortage in Japan because of the declining population. There's not enough people to do things like drive trucks, taxi drivers, hotel in the hospitalities, hotel staff, nurses and doctors have been something that are in short demand. There seems to be an ample amount of dentists, though. It's not hard to find a dentist. But you know what? I can talk about this here. Let me leave the bike here for another 30 seconds. The blueberries are here at the Nagano store. I come here all the time, got a point card. The next time I buy 5,000 yen worth of stuff, they give me a 500 yen coupon. Let's go around the block and see what the daifuku is at Akebono for right now. A couple weeks ago, we had the blueberries out. I see Fat Mike is here. Not much is up. I saw the blueberry daifukus here. Okay. Apologize for the weak signal, guys. Hey, Heir to the Ron is here. Heir to the Ron is here. Have you seen many cafes and coffee shops opening earlier these days? I haven't thought about it. Yeah, I think maybe the restaurant's still open a little bit late. It's hard to find breakfast places, but the coffee shops that I've seen, I guess they're opening around the same time. I'm not sure. Aaron, I guess it's like, yeah. Most of it, I guess a lot of them open up at 10. I found some opening up at 9, but it's not, in particular, bakeries often weirdly open at 11. By that time, I don't want a croissant anymore. So it's a little awkward. Sometimes they'll open up at 10 if it's inside of a department store here. And David Kimura is also here, a member for 3 years. Thank you, David. Get something cold to eat. I'm gonna go get a box of the blueberry. They do have the blueberry daifuku over there, so I'm gonna get another box of that. And I want to thank everybody who gave super chats to buy it last time, because we had our it was Thomas from Denmark was here, right? Thomas from Denmark bought me. Do I have his picture? That was really cool. That wasn't that long ago. For Carlsberg Brewery. I already downloaded them, Thomas. No. Unless it was before then. No. Keep going there for the story. I think the story is done. But get to work. At least the croissants and the baguettes, because that could be the reason. I hope that you can leave them in the comments below. I think that the rainy season, it's not a good thing when the rainy season is so short. Mata ne.